Welcome to Nerd Sports, where we discuss topics that provoke thought without any fuss. Team of veterans and a brave civilian unite under Angry Me Productions' guiding light. We are a beacon for those who seek audacious humor, unafraid to speak, celebrating freedom with every beat, exploring controversial issues, taking a seat, navigating life with intellect, not defeat.
Ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls, thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Me Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives, week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on, we thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin. We here at Angry Me Production want to thank our sponsor, Mobile Notary Mindy. She's certified with the National Notary Association. She's also bonded and E&O insured. She offers a wide range of services, including wills, powers of attorney, medical documents, healthcare proxies, living wills, certification of trust, assignment of personal property, HIPAA waivers, advanced healthcare directives, and 99 verification. You can find her on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Mobile Notary Mindy. You can also visit her webpage at TexasMobileNotaryMindy.com. That's TX, MobileNotaryMindy.com. Thank you so much, and enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, angry faithful of all ages, our super fan Belle and her friend Empress, who are watching live. They should be. I was promised that they'd be listening or watching. Welcome at Nerd Sports episode 172. You know, you'd swear that at some point we're going to actually starting to, you know, like we'll get monetized, we'll get paid for this, and somebody will be listening and go, you know what? I want to throw money at this show. I want to be a sponsor where they got to do live reads and commercials, and
that'd be amazing.
Right. You know, and at some point we can almost say, you know, like every one of us has a part-time job, and like, well, what's your part-time job? I'm an online personality. What demographic do you cater to? Usually the deplorable degenerates that have nothing else better to do on a Monday night. Just kind of putting that out there.
The deplorable degenerates. I like that.
Right?
I like that.
Okay, so because our illustrious producer David is in attendance this evening,
what?
We are going to start the show off with a weird sport.
We're still doing that?
Yes, we're still doing it.
I kind of have this feeling that he's not prepared. Oh, look at that.
No, I just didn't put it in it.
Oh.
Brutal armored combat. Okay.
This looks
combat is
really amazing.
Steel weapons, full contact, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're obviously.
This is in Dallas.
But
Okay.
dude, I will 100%. I will go do this.
My money's on the guy on the far side of the ring.
No.
Well, it's because he's like short and wiry, and this dude, he's like big built. You know, he's got like the linebacker collar. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, but he's only going to need one.
His but a scratch.
it's just gonna
Someone had to say it.
Just put a flash move.
Bounce around a little bit. I don't know. Oh, good Lord. Look at that. Oh, dude. Yeah, see, oh, yep. See, there you go. Told you.
Okay. All right.
Screw the X. You catch these hands.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
That was
so-
shall catch thy hands.
catcheth these hands.
Fornicate with thyself and thy steed as thou rotest in on.
It would be doth. Doth.
Doth? Doth
Yes.
rode on? Okay.
Doth.
Rode in on. Okay, I gotcha. I mean, leave it to the Russian to correct everybody's medieval English. You know,
I'm sorry.
Get back thee from whence thou came.
Fareth thee well, Felicia.
Max, you need
Adieu. Adieu.
Do I like candy?
Adieu and farewell.
I like peanut butter and shit like that. Like Butterfingers. Did you ask me about candy at all? Or did I
No,
just hear?
no.
Okay.
This is the point
I
of the
heard
show.
peanut butter and I thought the conversation was going to get real weird real fast.
You
No,
should have
this is
been here the
part
other
of
night.
show we have to get Max Spy's handler and have him reprogram him again.
Buttered fingers.
You know, the thing about that app, Life 360, is that you get updates on everybody's like battery status.
Mhm.
I just got a notification that my daughter's phone is at 10%. So she might want to stick that shiz on a charger. I'm just kind of saying.
You know, if your phone dies, you can't listen to us anymore.
Right.
Just
That's-
like Rocky IV. If it
letting
dies,
your-
it dies.
Letting your phone die in the middle of the show, that's a good way to lose your superfan status.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Prepare.
Just saying.
So
That-
the
that
Red
is a
Sox
lack of
were in
preparation.
Arlington over the weekend. They took 2 out of 3. Thoroughly embarrassed Nathan Eovaldi,
Yep.
who has been scuffling here as of late.
It's
Tonight
hard.
they're playing the Kansas City Royals. Bobby Witt Jr. is on some kind of a stretch, man. It's crazy. Let me see here. He's the only player to post a 300 average and an OPS of 800 in each of the season's first 4 full months, a minimum of 90 plate appearances per month. His worst numbers in his triple slash line at any point this year have been 290, 347, 492. His worst on base percentage or OPS is 842. So even at Witt's lowest point, he was still about 35% better than the league average by OPS. Like that's crazy, right? Let me see here. If you zoom out just a little bit to include the final day of June and the first day of August, because you know what's better than hitting 493? It's hitting 500. Like that's stupid numbers, right? I mean that's playing MLB The Show on easy.
Easy.
And I know that because I'm currently holding, I just finished another season. My career average is like 786.
It's about what mine is. I think I'm at a hefty. I think I'm at a 742. I think currently right now.
Yeah, I'm 5 home runs away from setting the new all-time careers home run record.
And not all,
Oddly enough, once you hit the postseason, your stats stop accruing.
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
I thought that was weird because I was like, I had like 16 stolen bases going into the final week of the season, and then like I got picked off a couple of times, but then I was like, okay, so and then I had like 6 stolen bases in the divisional round of the playoffs. And I'm like, well, there we go. I got my 20, right? Nope. Doesn't count. I'm like, are you serious? It didn't even count toward your career totals? Nope. I'm like, absolutely not. So I'm just like, okay.
pre and post season.
Yep. As a matter of fact, the Red Sox are up over the Royals right now, 2-0.
The Rangers and Astros are just starting here.
Yeah,
Fabulous.
they are. But
That's what it was.
the biggest and most historic story so far this crazy season doesn't come out of any place that you would expect. I mean, you would expect to come out of some place like Oakland, but no. Nay, I say. The Chicago White Sox, the North Side, or is it is it the West Siders? Is the West Side? The North Side is the Cubs, so the West Side, South Side of town. The Chicago White Sox lost their 20th game in a row. They are one loss away from setting the all-time American League record. That is the
Listen. All we're only going to concentrate on it being a record-breaking season. That's all they need to know. That's all you need to say. It's a record-breaking.
It's all they do. It's all they need to say. But this is the longest active skid in 36 years. It's one short of the American League record, as I stated before. Now, yeah, I'm just kind of sitting here going, man, their franchise losing record streak is the longest in the big league since the 1988 Baltimore Orioles dropped 21 games in a row. That's the American League mark, right? Now, that they did that to begin the season. Now, the National League record since 1900 is held by the 61 Philadelphia Phillies, who lost 23 straight. Now, you figure at some point the law of averages would catch up and smile upon the Chicago White Sox, and they would break that losing record or that losing streak. Do you imagine the razzing, the harassment, the hazing that starting pitcher would go through to be the one that allowed Chicago to beat you?
I would just immediately hang up my glove.
Right. Now,
I'm done.
the major league low belongs to the 1889 Louisville Colonels, an American Association team that endured a 26-game slide during a 27 and 111 game season. Or I mean, a 27 and 111 loss season, right?
Now, do you think they go out? Now, do you think they go out and you're like, well, we're going to win at something this year, motherfuckers?
No,
and they just turn their heads around and try to
a man throughout the locker room and on that squad. They are they're. I mean, it's the narrative is kind of the same. It's being echoed up and down the locker room. They're running out of words to describe how it's making them feel. But next up for the White Sox, they head to Oakland for a 3-game series beginning Monday.
Oh god.
So, I mean, if we're going to talk about the irrelevance series of the year, I think that this one would have to be it. Okay. Chicago's losing streak is tied with 4 other clubs for the third longest since 1900. The 69 Montreal Expos, the 43 and 1960 Philadelphia Athletics, and the 1906 Boston Americans, the forerunner to the Boston Red Sox.
This reminds me of that South Park episode where they had to choose between a shit sandwich and a giant douche. This is exactly what that is like.
I think I'd probably go with the douche, just simply due to the fact that that's a one and done kind of a thing.
It's not
the shit sandwich. You have to smell it, then you have to chew it, and you have to try to make yourself swallow it. Then you're going to taste it again when you throw it up. So I mean,
it's true. That's very true.
But they are on. So the latest defeat dropped the White Sox 60 games below 500. For the first time in franchise history. They are on pace to finish 38 and 124, which would be the most losses since the 1899 Cleveland Spiders of the National League went 20 and 134. Now, Chicago last won on July 10th against Minnesota. 3-1.
That's pretty bad, though. That's pretty bad that you're losing so bad that the other team doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, the White Sox have been outscored 131-48 during the losing streak. Okay, their 7 runs and 12 hits on Sunday were both their most in a game during. There was the most during a single game during this skid. Now, their starter Flexen, he is currently 2-11. He didn't make it out of the second inning. The right-hander allowed 8 runs, 6 earned, and 7 hits. He also walked 3 batters. Now,
how many errors have they committed during this run?
I tried to find that and could not find it. That stat is not out there.
Interesting.
But, yeah, I mean, I'm
It's
sure
high. It's
that
very
a statistician has got it somewhere on like baseballencyclopedia.com or something like that. But I you know,
somebody definitely has it.
somebody definitely has that number. True. That's why interns get paid to do the research, so that way they can make their way into the full-time broadcasting role. But here's you know, I'm just I'm really at a loss for how historically bad this White Sox team is. I mean, you think about it, they used to be a pretty consistent club, and it's almost like you would swear up and down that the ownership group is trying to do to the White Sox what the owner of the Indians did during Major League, trying to put together the worst team possible, take away all of their incentives. I mean, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to find out that the White Sox are traveling across the country in a barnstorming bus, or a broke down DC-9, from World War II. I'm just like, they're having to read recycled issues of detective magazines or horror stories from beyond, or pulp fiction that were originally published back in the 30s. It is a horrifically bad season, and it's a horrifically bad time to be a White Sox fan.
I feel sorry for him, honestly.
You almost do, but then you remember where they live.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Facts.
The only other fan base that I would feel less sorry for during a historic losing streak of these biblical proportions would be Philadelphia Phillies fans.
Anything Philly.
Yeah. I mean, anything Philly. I would love to see the Pinstripes lose this horribly. I mean, at that point, there would be like a petition on change.org to have the Steinbrenners relinquish ownership of the team. I mean, they would have to have, like private security that would be getting paid handsomely. And it would probably be like non-English speaking bodyguards. So that way, bodyguards
New Yorkers
spend more time on gun ranges and gyms than they do watching any kind of sports at all, because they don't want to have those bodyguards slightly jaded because of the fact that they may just on the outside chance be Yankees fans.
I said no native New Yorkers.
no native New Yorkers
out of state.
Yeah, no native New Yorkers. I mean, part of the interview screening process should be like, do you watch baseball at all? No, I hate baseball. Okay, great, you're hired.
No, it's like
a real short interview.
What is baseball?
What does baseball is?
Game.
No, it's like that SNL skit where they're trying to find a jury for O.J. Simpson.
They're like, what sports do you watch? Or are you a fan of any sports? I am a big fan of cheese rolling. Oh, really? Do you participate? No, I watch cheese roll downhill through scope of sniper rifle. Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Do you ever shoot it? No, without the orders.
I'm
You
good at
see men
this.
who break knees going downhill. It is not because they fall. It's because I shoot the kneecap. Why are they Russian? I don't know. I had, when I used to work at a call center for Blue Cross Blue Shield a long time ago. One of the members that I spoke to on the phone, she's Russian. And she was speaking Russian or Slavic. I think it's correct. It's actually Slavic, right, Max?
That is correct, Mr. Johnny. It is a Slavic language derived from the Cyrillic alphabet of the
You just need the
Greeks.
answer.
I'd like to elaborate on it and give a little context, but yes,
Let him
Johnny's right.
roll. Let him roll, David.
Yeah, let this man cook. Okay.
I didn't have anything past Cyrillic alphabet in Greek.
Hey,
Ah,
it was. You got us there. That's all we needed.
Oh my fuck, David. Jeez.
Fuck my David. I heard that. Everything's coming in a little slow, but I'm getting it, boys.
Never use the word fuck, David, and come in the same sentence ever again, Max.
Whoa.
Never.
I like to watch cheese
Shit,
roll.
what else is it? He's got nothing to say. You took away his entire repertoire right there.
I know. I'm telling.
You just you did it. He's got-
Anyway, so back to the story. So I was like, the Slavic language is like very eloquent when it's being spoken, right? It sounds it's almost kind of like, dare I say, kind of romantic a little bit,
Ty думаешь, когда я говорю по-русски, я слушаю лучше, чем я говорю по-английски?
See, right there. I mean, my balls just tingled. I mean, hallelujah. But I pointed it out to her. I was like, I said, when y'all are speaking that, speaking your native language, it sounds very eloquent, very romantic, very intelligent. But when you speak English, it's almost like it sounds like you're trying to take over the world. And she's like, that is a very good point. This is probably why we are all bad guys in Bond movies. I was like, very, very good. Okay. Yeah, it was great. It's good times. But
One sec. Did anybody watch the Joe Rogan comedy special this weekend?
no, I didn't because life.
Okay. Here's a little bit of funny, because he likes to when he puts out his stuff, he'll put like actual truthful knowledge, but make it funny. There's one truthful knowledge that was funny and scary at the same time. Have you ever heard of Body Works?
I've heard of Bath and.
Yeah.
Bath and Body Works.
The ones
who?
that have like the bodies and they scrape them down from like their skins and everything like that.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I know about that. Yeah, what's up?
Okay. Apparently, most of the people in them were donated from China, and could be political prisoners, because on the websites may be political prisoners. I looked that shit up. My God, that's a baller and move.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I
remember
saw the
that
clip
part of the
that
show,
said-
and it was pretty intense when he was going over that, because the way that he did the skit,
Yeah.
he explained it, and then the way the Chinese have their rule of missing people for 48 hours versus 30 days. It was, if you haven't seen it, it's well worth the
just
watch.
watch it.
I
It's-
saw the clip where he was talking about when he came down with COVID, he realized that he talked a lot of shit and he better not fucking die.
Like, oh shit!
But it was literally epic. It was epic. I severely say you have to watch it.
So there was a football game this weekend. It is the first weekend that we've had football, and we will not go without a weekend without football until after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So there's that. The Chicago Bears managed to top the Houston Texans in a game that doesn't mean anything, because why? It's preseason, even though it's the Hall of Fame game. Nobody really cares. It doesn't count. So
man.
Morgan Wallen did a concert at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City.
That's right.
He came out wearing a Butker jersey, being trailed by both Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. I'm not the world's biggest Morgan Wallen fan, and neither is the Nashville Police Department. Flying chairs and all that. But
Because of 7 summers ago, what he did.
People with ears.
people with ears, yeah, But that was a pretty baller ass move. And once again, Butker's jersey is the highest selling jersey out of all of the major sports.
And he's also the highest paid kicker in NFL history.
Yes, after I'm glad you brought that up. That was a great segue, Max. Congratulations.
I'm learning, Johnny. I'm learning.
$6 million deal.
Jesus.
I'm here for the chaos, man. I really am.
I think it was a great move by Kansas City, not only because he's a great kicker, which is important in the game of football, but he stood by his convictions rather, and they stood by him and rewarded him for not being afraid to be Harrison Butker.
Yeah,
there's
Tyreek Hill was quoted as saying in an interview this what was it, last week and a half ago, that he is wanting to retire from the NFL to pursue a porn star career. And
I didn't see that one coming.
he's legitimate about that. Like he is he is about it. Yeah. I mean,
Speaking of athletes joining the porn ranks, you saw that Olympic pole vaulter?
Yes, I have that pulled up. Oh,
Not to go too
I mean,
far.
legitimately, he trained his entire life for that 10 seconds only to trip on his dick.
that
he
is
doesn't
how
get-
you are simultaneously devastated and insanely happy at the same time.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's I mean, it couldn't have been more beautifully scripted. I mean, he's French, so that tells us that he picked one hell of a time to smuggle a baguette into the arena.
if he doesn't get a sponsorship from Magnum condoms,
or at least Pillsbury selling, like a limited edition line of croissants.
Croissant.
Croissant.
None of us are going to be able to sound French because we're all straight white males. So.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, well, okay, yeah, that
I'm not even going to try that shit. They win.
Yeah.
They can have their
Amazing.
baguettes and their croissants and shove them up there.
Max over there getting saucy, man.
I knew,
What?
I knew we said these things.
We're
about
going to get
French.
into saucy, I'm sure. I'm just waiting for it to happen.
Saucier.
But there's another thing. I mean, there is like a couple of things.
Saucier down in New Orleans.
So what about Yusuf Delik?
Fucking legend.
Fucking legend. Dude, did you hear the press conference afterwards?
The crest, or you mean the press?
The press
Are we
conference.
speaking with French accents again? Yeah, press conference.
The press conference.
Did you watch that? It was epic. His whole story is epic. The whole reason why he started shooting was because he was going through a divorce and he wanted to calm his nerves, and that calms his nerves. And then,
Yeah, I mean, then you start seeing these other shooters shooting backwards over their shoulders, right? And it's like I saw a title. It was a meme title, or it was like an Onion article or something. It said, all of the world's assassins are competing in the Olympics right now. So I was
I
like,
mean,
that is great. Then you got all these like Japanese and Chinese shooters. They got, they're over there. They're having to go to chiropractors because they got like that arch in their back, and
Yeah.
you got rap artists over there going, I got to get that bitch on my next video. They've got all this shooting gear and the supports, and they're like, they got the horse blinders on. This dude's not no ear pro, no eye pro. He's just like both eyes open, taking home silver. I'm like, bro,
Well, he's probably going. It's like fuck this. Fuck my ex-wife. But no,
take a metal home and I will shove it in her ass.
He's apparently he's a cat person too.
Yeah.
And there was one meme I saw that said, if something happens to his cat, we're gonna get 4 great movies.
Yes, so that's true. We're gonna get 4 movies out of this dude.
But no, he during the press conference they asked him, it's like, why were you so great? Blah blah blah. He's like, well, I've been doing it because I had a bad divorce and that calms my nerves. And he goes, Samantha, give me my dog back.
Yeah,
And
Sharon, if you're seeing this, I want my dog back.
Yes.
I mean, what better
Amazing.
time than to use the stage of international sportsmanship and competition to shout out your ex-wife and demand your animal back.
Everything about this dude is freaking epic.
Yes.
Like a boss.
We need to
I'll
bring this
say
dude
it.
over. We need to bring him over to the States, and we need to invite him to a barbecue.
Yes.
Like for real. Like he has got to be probably the chillest dude on the planet.
I mean, look at how he shot. I mean, he was like,
Dude, hands in his pocket, just blink.
hell, the first thing that came out of his mouth. This is how you know he was Army, because the first thing out of his mouth was, "Hey, where's the smoking area?" I'm gonna
Yeah.
go."
Afterwards,
Yeah, he's like,
fucking area.
I mean, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is peak male athletic.
that's E4 all day, every day.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Sham Shield.
100%.
I mean, he's the godfather of the mafia. I mean, yes. But currently,
Bad though.
currently the medal count right now is China's in the lead with 21 golds.
West
But
Taiwan.
their overall total is 53. America's got 20 golds, but they're leading the overall count by 78. Now, Australia, who seems to have some inexplicable and unexplainable beef with the United States,
They're in the Olympics?
Their country.
compared to America's 78 Olympic medals, Australia is hot in pursuit with a whopping 32. They have
As
14
of
golds.
today, did you see North Korea has 3?
Yeah.
Did you see the North and South Korean table tennis teams doing selfies after their match?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I swear, and this is not, I'm not making a joke at all. I honestly did not know North Korea had a fucking team there.
I mean,
did not know. Like, they're probably under, lock and key and
mhm. Oh, and
closely watched.
the security details around the Olympic Village. Apparently, there's reports coming out of Paris that Olympians that leave the village to go eat out in the city and then come back are not being granted access back into the village.
Probably because they have the food.
Oh yeah, they're leaving to go eat out on the economy
to be able to,
get something with
actual
meat in
food.
it, as opposed to the plant-based garbage that they're throwing down everybody's throat in the village. And
You need protein. No protein for you.
yeah,
Plant
protein for you.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
I don't eat the food that my food eats.
The French athletes, from what I understand, feed each other protein from themselves, if you know what I mean.
A little homebrew.
Yep.
Well, I mean, apparently that pole vaulter is, he's considered a stud.
He's
I mean,
the prime
he's the I mean, he's what is it? He's the Oscar Mayer of France, apparently.
What the fuck?
My pole vaulter has a first name. It's OSCAR. I mean, the fact that we had an Oscar Mayer Wienermobile flip over and wreck, and then this dude pulls the pole vault bar down with his own wiener. I'm just saying, you haven't seen him or the Oscar Mayer mobile in the same place at the same time.
It's true.
I mean, I'm a Clark Kent. Anybody? I mean, I'm just kind of saying.
Also, Vincent Hancock got his 4th gold medal in skeet.
I totally know who that is.
Huh?
Yeah, I totally know who that is.
Well, his protege got silver. So Prince. I was watching it today, and that's the only thing I got, other than the guy that is clearly an assassin. I mean, he wiped his gun off to get rid of his fingerprints after he was done shooting.
So in Olympic golf, Scotty Scheffler from the United States turned in an amazing final round to win the gold individual. And yeah, he balls out, dude. This guy is having an amazing year. He won the Masters. He won the PGA championship. His wife had a baby.
Nice.
And he's bringing home a gold. Have yourself a year, Scotty.
Does not get better than that.
I mean, have yourself a year. Right now, let me see here. Yeah, the men completed theirs. The women golfers are going through theirs right now. Their first round does not kick off until Wednesday, the 7th at 2:00 Central Time. So we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, dude, I'm just like, and I'm trying to see something here. It's
That's a long pause.
Not as long as that pole vaulters.
Yeah. Now, everything's occurring in Paris, right? Except Olympic surfing. All of the Olympic surfers are in Tahiti,
Really?
hanging out, and they're not staying at an Olympic, village there. They're hanging out in the 5-star resort.
Well, you saw the NBA players.
Oh, yeah. The NBA players, they spent like collectively, 15 million. They pulled together $15 million to stay at a 5-star hotel, to include the staff and to include the chefs for the team. They are not eating the plant-based stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, okay. At some point, the Olympic committee's got to be like, okay, no more professional players.
I mean, that's how it used to be.
I mean, yeah. I mean, absolutely. In the Winter Olympics, they allow NHL players to compete in the hockey events.
I mean, back in the day, if they found out that wasn't it Jim Thorpe that lost his medal because they found out he got paid?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it used to be you had to have an amateur status to compete.
You absolutely had to be an amateur.
Now, for those of you who are watching us live, you've just seen Colin pop into the screen. So, hi, Colin. How's it going today?
Yeah, boy.
Hi, Colin.
Hello, Colin.
Nothing. We're not. Okay.
You're gonna say hi, Colin? Like at all?
Good talk, Colin.
Well,
Is he frozen? He's frozen.
He's frozen. I think he's
You know
frozen.
what? I mean, even
Or
his
he's really good at playing freeze tag.
I know he can hear us. I'm texting him. Can you hear us?
English or Spanish?
No, he can't. Oh my God. Okay. Oh boy.
Great time to pull up that little graphic.
What is that?
So
It's
he's
showtime with Colin. He's thinking about it hard. Though. I've never seen somebody so intent.
Contemplating.
He's like a Soviet.
Still got
Man,
modern
he's-
art masterpiece right there.
All right, well, we'll see what happens here.
I still
Can
got to
you?
do that.
What?
Oh no, I got to do that thing for the Nashville vlog.
I was also going to tell you something, Dave. I know a serial killer.
Really?
He's in prison now, but
BDK?
no. Kyler Eust.
Can you hear us now, Colin?
Hello.
Hi,
Hi.
Colin. Hi.
Is he angry at us?
Great.
No.
He looks angry right there in that. Oh wait. Oh, here he goes.
I mean, that's 15-year-old angst right there.
is just
Is he
all
frozen again? I think he's frozen again.
is so angry. Look at it. He's like,
Yeah, I know. I'm telling him to just use his phone.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we're trying to figure out the whole technical difficulties things.
Oh,
Oh yeah, pure 100% teenage rage.
Rage is the only word. The only appropriate word is rage.
Absolutely.
it's time to rage.
Really time. Is it time? Is it time to rage, David? Is it
Yeah.
really time to
Yeah.
rage?
Yes. Yes, it is. I mean, we're not.
Not like bad rage,
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just enough to go and not make
Just-
the algorithm mad.
Okay, so while we're waiting on his technical issues to resolve themselves, we get NASCAR back this coming weekend. So they took 2 weeks off for the Olympics. Okay. See, David keeps throwing these graphics that he didn't run by anybody up on the screen, and it's causing pure utter chaos because now he's, it's causing us to stop what we're doing to read. I don't know, because normally he throws comments up on the screen.
All defense on David's part, that was me. I'm guilty.
Yeah, but he's allowing it.
He's a producer, and he's producing the graphics.
Can we change Dave's name to White Dre? Is that something that we can vote on, or is that something that is not maybe possibly?
White Dre.
Fuck you, Mike.
Did you just Australian me and call me mate?
No,
He said
no.
Mike.
And I did it for a reason because, I don't want to know your name anymore.
Oh.
But you.
Well,
but
I
you
mean,
do know
never
my name.
even called him by his name anyway. So
No, I never did it anyways.
see what I
No,
did there,
never done.
David Allen Co.
He tries to look back and I punch him in the gut.
Call me by my name.
And we won't get into any of the other more racially charged David Allen Co. hits. Oh,
Why not?
I mean, it's funny because you see all these TikTok videos of these like Gen Xers and Gen Zers, or all Gen Zers mostly. They're like so appalled that Eminem is a thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God! With his
Like they're listening to his album, like his first album. They're like, "Oh my God,
why did he have to say all
Oh
that?
my God!" Like, listen. On his second album, or it was his first album, the song Kim
Mhm.
got me through my first divorce. It really did.
I
But
think it's the generational thing. People just don't understand that, 20 plus years. When did he come out? 99, 2000, something like that? I mean, it's been, the guy's been around forever.
yeah, I mean,
Eminem or David Allen Co.
Eminem.
I guess both. And Eminem.
Yeah, because he was
Eminem's kind of like David Allen Coe in a different, genre of music.
genre. That's true.
The things that he speaks to aren't necessarily going to be everybody's flavor, but that's not to say that people don't enjoy it.
It's very true.
The younger generation grew up on him, yeah. I guess that is a good point. The younger generation that does recall Eminem and actually grew up on him as they were watching him rise to stardom, they understand and they're still with him. That's why he's still relevant 20 plus years later, putting on Super Bowl halftime shows with Dr. Dre. Otherwise, they'd find somebody else.
Right.
I guess he started his actual career in 99.
Mhm.
So
I mean, that's pretty consistent since it's 2024, and he's been putting out albums, he's been putting out singles, he's been collaborating with others, he's been relevant in every aspect of pretty much life when it comes to, mainstream media and then independent media like YouTube, etc. So he's always remained relevant, and the people that he's with, for the most part, are also pretty relevant. Dr.
Yeah.
Dre, etc.
yeah, his ex did not freaking age well.
Well, I mean,
She's
Well-
like 49 now, but she looks like she did a little bit of
and there's
the
a lot of conjecture out there as to whether or not it's actually his ex.
Okay, yeah, I can see it. No, it was his if it's a wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would have been Kim Mathers technically for an amount of time. So technically, yes.
Yeah, because she got married. They were married first in 99 to 2001. They got remarried in 2006.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So some NASCAR news: 2311 Racing, which is Denny Hamlin's and Michael Jordan's race team, announced Friday that Juan Pablo Montoya will make his return to NASCAR for the Cup Series race at Watkins Glen International. He'll drive the number 50 Toyota for 2311, becoming the 11th different driver to compete for the fourth-year organization. Mobile One continues its 50th anniversary celebration as the title sponsor for Montoya, the same as the brand did for Kobayashi. Oh, that was a missed opportunity. They could have named him the Kobayashi Maru. I'm just saying.
Right. I was just gonna say
Man, he said, quote, "I'm looking forward to getting back into a cup car and racing at Watkins Glen, a track I really enjoy and had the chance to experience earlier in my career." He said, "It's an honor to celebrate the Mobile One team's remarkable legacy in racing and be recognized for my contributions to motorsports. The Mobile One brand was one of my first sponsors when I started racing. So to represent the brand again as they celebrate this milestone will be so special. I'm also excited to work with 2311 and experience what the team is building." Montoya, 48 years old, and he last competed in 2014 with Team Penske. It was always funny because, like, on the Sirius XM NASCAR channel, they would always have drivers come in to do like little promos. And it was always great hearing Juan Pablo Montoya's, because he's like, "My name is Juan Pablo Montoya, and you're listening to Sirius XM Radio Channel 90," right? And it was just
prepare today.
Yeah, and you wanted him, like you heard this promo over and over and over, and every time I'm hanging on the edge of my seat in the car going,
"This is the
"Do
time.
the roar, do the roar,"
This is the one. He's gonna do it.
It's like prepare to die, but the guy,
Anybody that doesn't know that is a Princess Bride reference.
Ngonya Montoya, he actually had a T-shirt that said "Prepare to Die" on it, right?
That's awesome.
And he wore it on a plane, and some Karen on a flight alerted the air marshals and was like, or the stewardesses, and was like, "He needs to be removed from this plane because that's an offensive T-shirt. I'm scared to fly now." Right? So, yeah, let me see if we can get Colin in here. There he is. Can you hear us now?
Yeah. What's up, Colin?
All right. But so the air marshals and the flight crew actually went to his seat, and the pilot immediately recognized who it was.
Yeah.
And he explained it to the air marshal, and the air marshals were like, "Man, can you say the line for us?"
Start taking selfies with him and shit.
And he was like, he goes, "Tell me, do you have 6 fingers?"
Yes. Oh, hell yeah.
And so
And you just know the Karen is just watching this whole time with just that
like,
Karen
how
face.
dare you? How dare you? How dare you? I mean, but eventually he took a selfie and posted it to his Instagram account. And like, of course, they let him stay on the plane, and it was hilarious. I'm just like, really,
So
you know.
funny.
And the shirt was great because it was like a stick figure shirt, and it just said "Prepare to die." And I mean, that line is so iconic, right? So
Oh,
culturally
man.
iconic that you can't say "Prepare to die" without the accent.
Exactly.
You can't do it. It's kind of like, you know, you can't say you keep saying these words, but I don't think you understand what they mean.
I don't think it means what you think.
I mean,
You
it
can't say
always
that-
comes out
Or
like
you
that.
can't say the word inconceivable without saying it like Fezzik. You know, inconceivable.
Would anyone like a peanut?
Never enter into a game of death with a Sicilian.
Death is on the line. You fell for one of the classic blunders.
Oh, I'm gonna watch that when we get out when we get done tonight.
Oh,
That's all
man.
there is to it. That's the movie I'm watching when I go to bed. Oh, that's great. So, Colin, are you ready for your spot, bud? All right, here we go. Let me see here.
Rising from the smoke and haze of desolation comes a Spartan. He is bent on wronging that which has been set right. It's the greatest genetic code ever to exist. Now, for your ears and eyes to feast upon. Ladies and gentlemen, angry faithful of all ages, it's time for Joke Time with Colin.
How did Helen Keller's teacher punish her for talking in class? She put gloves on her hands.
Mittens.
Mittens.
Yeah.
Mittens, gloves. That's the same
Yeah.
thing.
Okay. Well,
Didn't we have that one like last week?
No. I remember all the jokes I tell. Because Dad tries suggesting some, and I'm like, I already told that one.
Oh, okay. Fucking, I heard that before. That was probably on one of the many things.
Okay.
David caused that joke to go incredibly flat.
Way to go, David.
God, one job, and that was just to be quiet. And you couldn't do it.
You know, I've been called a lot of things. Responsible, never.
White man, Christian, not on that list. I get you.
Ominous,
Human, not anywhere even close to it.
not even here.
All right, what else you got for us?
How did Helen Keller get her ear pierced? She answered the stapler.
Oh, Bell coming in hot. Look at that.
Oh, damn. Said you couldn't even make an Olympic pole vaulter stand up.
No, the guy would have he would have meddled.
We're talking about flap like a 12-year-old boy's chest or Taylor Swift. depending on how you look at it.
Oh my gosh.
As flat as Taylor Swift's ass.
Yeah.
Oh. Come
God
at me,
bless the
Swifties.
world.
I don't care. I don't care. Come at me.
They're gonna get all red assed and call it Taylor's version.
Yes.
What else you got for us, Colin?
I got one more.
Okay.
And just to clear, I don't know how to say the punchline. Like, it's a pronunciation thing. But how did Helen Keller drive herself crazy? She tried reading the stucco wall.
Stucco. Yeah, you said it right.
Stucco.
You tried to
Okay.
read this
You
stuff.
tried reading Stucco. That's
That's fucking funny. This is just gibberish.
That's called Helen Keller Visits Central
So-
Florida.
your youngest brother this evening decided that he wanted to engage in an insult battle with me.
Oh,
Mm,
poor kid.
I'm out there trying to cook some steaks, and I'm like, "Are you sure you really want to do that? Because I will hurt your feelings." And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, let's do this." And I was like, "Okay, you can go right on ahead and start it, right?" You know, and he, with the whole "you're so fat" jokes, right?
mm.
Well, and we're like 3 or 4 minutes into this, and I'm like, I'm throwing out some like pretty elementary softball ones, thing like, you're so fat that if you sat on a quarter, you'd squeeze a booger out of George Washington's nose, kind of a thing.
Mhm.
He tries to come back with like, "You're so stupid," and I forget what he said. And then I immediately fired back with, "You are so ugly that no pedophiles want to touch you."
Oh, damn.
He was like, "What?" And then, my wife was like, "These are hurting my heart, so you need to stop." It was like, I was like, and he's like, "No, we need to keep going." And I was like, "No, because if we go any further, I'm going to play the nuclear card, and there's no coming back from that
Yeah,
one."
you're not ready.
He's like, "What's the nuclear one?" I said, "I'm not telling you." Like, "Why not?" I said, "Because there's no coming back from that." And he goes, "What is it?" I said, "I'm not telling you." So I was like, "Your mom's going to get mad at me. I'm going to have to deal with her later. And then I'm going to have to deal with you crying. I'm not doing it. Not tonight."
So, out of curiosity,
No, I will tell you off air. I will tell you off air.
Damn.
So if Colin, if you want to hear that nuclear option, you're going to have to hang out after the show.
Nice.
So yeah, I need to play your outro. So hold on just a second here.
Slipping out through the fog of war, this Spartan continues the fight. Your souls have become collateral damage in the battle against the flood of moral supremacy. Leave your expectations at the door on your way out and marvel before the pillar of tactical prowess. Ladies and gentlemen, angry faithful of all ages, this has been Joke Time with Colin.
I love those new intros and outros, man. I am so happy with those. I mean, and just as dudes. I mean, just as gamers. Just anytime that the Halo music comes on, like instantly, it's like listening to a Journey song. You just shut up and enjoy it.
Yeah.
We do need him like at the end, on the beginning of the or in the intro. We got to have him say, "I need a joke."
You know what? Fair enough. I will revise.
I mean, come on, that line, that "I need a weapon," is iconic.
Yeah, you're right. And I had thought about it, and I'm like, okay, I'm tiptoeing on the very fine line of copyright infringement as it is. I kind of shied away from mutating that line for our own purposes, just because I didn't need anybody like sending me a cease and desist letter.
You know, it's really sad. We get copyrighted flags for the Psychos and Sociopaths episodes only because the haunted house theme that I use.
Yeah.
What's really sad, it's free use. But it keeps on like, I was like, copyright. Oh, but
So the new music that Max created for us, is that going to be the new intro for Nerd Sports?
I'm still working on it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
I like it. I mean, I can.
yeah.
I'm all about it.
Yeah. So Chris finally went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine this weekend, so we can talk about it.
Absolutely.
It's been
just in case, because we are still within the 2 weeks. Spoiler warning.
Are we still within the 2 weeks?
It's still fairly new enough. I feel like we need to give a spoiler warning.
Okay, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, first of all, shame on you. Second of all,
shame on you. Shame on you.
Rectify that immediately.
Yeah. Unless you're like in it. Unless you're like the new NFL Hall of Famer that had got sworn in.
Don't you dare, David. Don't you dare. It
It's
is
just
not his fault that he's in a hospital bed.
Was it alias?
Yeah, it's ALS.
Yeah.
So don't you dare.
That's
I didn't say anything wrong. I mean, I was
See,
saying that
what's sad is the fact that we've known you long enough to understand how your brain works, at least to the percentage that it allows us to predict.
y'all do have a,
that you're
have a
on.
good. I don't know if it's a good habit or bad habit, but y'all end up like closing up the door pretty good, so I don't like say something stupid. So that's good. Johnny, we're poor.
Oh, Empress is like, we're poor. Then go see a matinee, for crying out loud.
Or
That
down.
sounded like an excuse. That was an
The
excuse.
Cavalrine demands that you go see
The
a
cavalry.
matinee. The Cavalrine demands it. I mean, just I mean, come on.
Just download it off the internet.
Shut up, David. God, this is why we can't have nice things.
And of course, they made their money. Download it off the internet.
Damn it.
Reminds me of, dude, like a day after the Mario movie came out, I found the entire movie on Twitter.
Yeah. It
Hell,
ruins the experience. What? Oh, yeah. So, okay. I understand. It was the lag. Yes. Bell coming in with the negative Ghost Rider. Yes. David, absolutely no. 100% no. Dear God, Naughty Jungle of Love. No, no, no. Mark of the Beast 666. Don't download it from the internet, please.
No, because David's going to find the wrong one.
Would it be the wrong one
You would find the wrong one.
for you guys?
I mean, David probably downloaded the wrong Rise of Skywalker, for crying out loud.
I don't know. I saw some of them that were they were pretty right.
It's sad is that it's not a very high bar to surpass.
That's well, come on now.
I mean,
It's that bad. I'm just saying the rule 34 is alive and well. That's all I'm gonna say. David,
that's probably how he finds his alone time videos.
I am so sorry. I saw the look of confusion on your face, David. I cannot stress this enough. Do not
stole Christmas.
look up Rule 34. Just don't.
David, don't
do it.
Don't do it.
No, I was looking at the gross of the movies.
Yes, and that's what I was going to talk about. So
apparently,
pump the brakes there, Fox and Friends.
Pump the brakes. Pump the hate brakes.
I'm sorry.
You did it again. You have done it again. David, you have managed yet once again to snatch
the greatness of him
from the jaws of victory.
We must listen to the great Johnny. I am sorry, sir.
You are worse than the Dallas Cowboys in the month of December, dude.
Yeah. That's incredibly accurate.
That is surprisingly accurate, yes.
So
shockingly.
So for 20 years, the Passion of the Christ held a mark of $370 million domestic. That was broken this weekend by Deadpool and Wolverine when they raised their 2-week total to $395.6 million. It is the now top grossing R-rated feature film in American cinema history. It has also surpassed with projected sales or estimated sales from both Sunday and today, $824.1 million in ticket sales. It is it's already surpassed the global hauls for the first two Deadpool films. because the 2016 original, the first Deadpool movie grossed $782.6 million worldwide, and Deadpool 2 hit 734.5. So it's doing well. I saw some numbers here. What is it? It's where's it at? There was something about it having it's now like the 47th movie all time to one. They're projecting that by the end of this week that it's going to join the list of billion-dollar movies.
I absolutely believe that.
It'll be the 47th $1 billion movie, and it will be the 11th Marvel movie to obtain that feat.
Till you're 90.
Till you're 90. Like, he died a hero. He fucking died for murder. He goes, well, he left his face all over me. I can taste his last thought.
Oh my god.
God, that had so many great one-liners.
he's like, I'm going to fight you now. When they fall out of the Marvel sparkly circle, right?
Yeah.
And they land in the car lot right in front of Peter, and he's like, "Oh, that felt like a Kia." He's like, "Clock me out." He's like, "Forever."
Did you notice Peter, his suit at the end when he actually walked out?
Bulge.
Yes, I mean, dude,
it was an Olympic size bulge, right?
Yes, that was an Olympic size bulge. Absolutely. I mean, and they're like, wait, you guys know Peter? Like, every Deadpool's got a Peter.
Oh my god. Whoa, why couldn't I be deaf?
She blind Al. She's like,
"You blind Al?"
Because I'm completely out. I'm jonesing and I am buzzing like a vibrator. Hi, Al. We have company.
Oh, God. Oh man.
I came right back in the perfect time. I heard buzzing and vibrators. So what's up?
There you go.
That and Dogpool.
Oh, Dogpool was absolutely adorable.
Dude, that was the ugliest dog I've ever seen.
Yes.
Yeah, and then they actually held a contest for the ugliest dog in the UK, and that's how they got, that's how the Princess Buttercup was brought to their attention.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she's coming with us. The fuck she is.
Yeah.
Make your peace with it because it's happening.
Yeah, it was so
Gold-plated pistoleros.
I am yes, two gold-plated Desert Eagle pistoleros. He's like, the proposal. The fuck was that?
I can break the fourth wall too. The proposal.
Yeah, that was pretty much like a.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, that movie though. I mean, like, I took all of the boys to go see it. And sporadically throughout the course of the movie, each, they were taking turns like, okay, I think this is a safe spot to go to the bathroom. And then you run to the bathroom, run back. And I'm like sitting there going, remember your training as a gunner in the Army. Hold it.
There was
one spot. Spaces in that movie.
There was one spot. I figured it out.
Dude, it was one spot that lasted exactly a minute and a half. And the dialogue was still pertinent to the story.
No, listen. The part where it's safe to go to the bathroom is when everybody gets done walking into the room, and from there to when they're talking about their own universes is a safe spot.
No.
No.
Safest spot in that movie is after the end credit scene.
Yep.
Yeah.
On the way
No,
out to the
no,
parking
not
lot,
even
that
that,
was
because you
best
got to
part.
watch the end credit scene.
That's what I just said. The end credit scene.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what end means.
Or, you know, in other vernacular, the post credit scene.
Okay.
Fucking spare parts, bud.
Yeah. I'm not gonna deny that.
One of my favorite parts, but he's like, oh my fuck. He's like, cavalry.
The cavalry.
Let me just say on behalf of everybody, this just feels so right.
I,
We will treat you way better than those shitfucks down the street.
Oh,
I-
shit, bucks.
I like when he's like, Wolverining is hard.
It's like, dude, that opening sequence was gold. It was so
So good.
And for the love of God, I'm like, now I am just it's a blessing and a curse, right? You know, great power, great responsibility kind of thing. Because now everybody in America has bye stuck in their head.
Yeah. That's true.
I love when he's like,
He's like,
he has Rosen, and the guy's like, no.
he's like, well, Peanut, looks like we're getting that team up after all. I'm just like, oh my God, that was so like this movie though. It was absolutely a love letter to superhero movies and their fans. I mean, it just
They chose the perfect music for this movie. Like,
if there is never another Deadpool movie, this is dude, it was the chef's kiss.
This was the send off it needed.
Yeah.
But both Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds have stated that they want to play their roles starring in a Tom Holland Spider-Man movie.
I think it's really funny because after Logan, or before Logan came out, Hugh Jackman was like, this is my last time as Wolverine. And then, like, right after he watched Deadpool 1, he's like, crap.
Yeah, he immediately got on the phone with Ryan Reynolds. He's like, we need to make this happen. It's great. Absolutely. And then Kevin Feige came out over the opening weekend, and because they were at San Diego Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, we have no plans to recast Wolverine anytime soon. And immediately everybody, like, it popped into their heads, till you're 90.
Yeah.
I mean, I would if for whatever reason, if something did happen, 1,000% I would be okay with Cavalry.
Yeah, the Cavalry, or
He fucking nailed it. It was only a few seconds. He nailed it.
submitted for your consideration. Okay.
Comic book accurate Wolverine.
Jared Cato, the guy who plays Shorzy. He's already Canadian. He's already ripped. Just kind of putting that out there.
Maybe. I just don't see him as menacing.
Okay, fair enough.
That's
I love the fact that I love the fact that Hugh Jackman was asked. He's like, you know, what about Daniel Radcliffe? Daniel Radcliffe could play Wolverine, but Hugh Jackman can't play Harry Potter. And he goes, that's absolutely correct.
yeah. That's accurate.
The judge's son got shot and died. The judge went to jail, and they just showed that he's a grandpa.
We're stopping the show because Johnny's wife is talking to him. He's looking.
So my wife walks into the studio to. It was at the end of the second season. You know, there's 2 seasons, right?
Yeah, we started the first episode of the second season.
Okay.
The
So-
end of the first season.
So she just spoiled the Your Honor. She spoiled season 1 for me.
Oh no! Nobody watches that other than you guys.
I love you.
What is?
I said you can watch it without me, and I will get caught up later. Okay. You're okay.
Oh my god! Nobody
There
cares.
she goes, America, America, the love of my life, my best friend in the entire world. Spoiler of movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
That's not as bad as what happened to Kai. Kai enjoyed.
You have to be no, David, because I know some of the backstory there. You have to be very specific because a lot of bad shit has happened to Kai.
Okay, no, he went to go see Wolverine and Deadpool, or Deadpool and Wolverine, and he enjoyed half of it because the guy that he went with just talked throughout the entire movie.
Oh
That's
god.
when you get up and move seats.
Yeah.
That's what he did, and he was pissed off. The guy kept on texting him, and he just turned off. Kai just turned off his phone just so he could enjoy the rest of the movie.
Well,
Your
then I
phone-
can join the effort to put this movie over the $1 billion mark and go see it again, but this time by himself.
Yeah, but yeah,
So, this movie, there have been 118 instances in the MCU where the F word has been used. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 had the word fuck one time. It was the premier use of the word fuck. Deadpool and Wolverine had 117 instances where the F word was
18.
used. No. 117.
There
117.
were 118 in the whole
In
MCU.
the whole MCU. 118.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
See, look at that. Look at you. Thanks for asking
118 minus
for
1.
this conversation.
Shut up, Meg.
That's this many fingers. It's this many fingers.
All right, this is going. Giggity, giggity,
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Brian, spit on me.
Yeah.
I'll just pop
Is
it
that
back.
the newest ad for the Republican campaign?
No.
It
No.
could be.
No, Max. No.
No, that was definitely some Billy Madison. Was that not Billy Madison?
That
But I
was.
believe he was probably talking about Harris and Biden, though.
Bird. Bird. The bird's a word. Bird. The bird is a word.
Okay. See?
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Fucking sneaky bastard.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
So fun fact. All right. I do beta testing for Apple, right? Like, oh, it's such a big deal. It's really not. Anyways, so downloaded the new Sonoma beta, Mac OS 15.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the Road Caster app, Road Central, doesn't play well with the new beta.
I know. I've been trying to.
And I can't get my Mac to roll back, but I'm like, all right, fine. I can sit there and just play certain sounds from the desktop until the Mac OS gets released publicly. And that way all the developers have to come online. But
Yeah.
it is what I mean. Because I spent probably, I don't know, 20 minutes online with a Apple Genius earlier today trying to get my Mac to roll back, and I'm like, because you basically create a time machine, a backup, right?
Yeah.
Before you update anything. and I didn't get any error messages that the startup disk had creation of the startup disk had failed at all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, great, awesome. I've got this backup, not a big deal. We're good to go. Nope. I go to put that startup disk in the damn USB drive, and I'm like, there's nothing there. That's great. Like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to come in on Saturday. Yeah. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, I noticed that. But I've been working on the audio. I'm trying to like split in the audio of one of Max's songs that he made and with another one, so it has a really cool kick.
I will send you guys some pictures tomorrow. I have made some considerable headway on my scratch build project for the board cube.
No, okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and then I picked up. I've still got to get one more color, but I got shimmering gold, which this is a pearlescent paint. I got shimmering blue, and I've got to get some red, shimmering red, because I also picked up the paint masks to hand paint or stencil off the Aztecing for the Refit Enterprise. Not the big 350 scale, but the 537 one, the 22-inch one that's, it's going to be 22 inches when it's done.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm just going to do a straight box build. I got aftermarket decals that look great, hole markings, registry, the whole 9 yards, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do a straight build on this one. Then I started looking at it, and I'm like, man, the windows are pre-drilled on a lot of this, a lot of the places. And I'm like, the urge to overcomplicate this build intensified. I mean, I'm sitting over there like Dave Chappelle. I'm like, say, man, you got any more of them aftermarket parts? I went and I ordered.
Make this 100 times harder for myself,
dude. Yeah. Because there was a company out there called Shapeways. They ran a 3D printing business where they 3D printed like accurate, like studio accurate parts, replacement parts for a lot of kits to include like the 350 scale Enterprise, right? We're talking about screen accurate navigational deflectors, like the observation lounge for the bridge, arboretum pieces, shuttle bay parts, things like that, right? They declared bankruptcy and they sold all their STL files. So, and then now there's this company out of Canada called Green Strawberry, I think it is. They are insanely expensive because they know now they are the only game in the business right now. So I was looking for like a navigational deflector for this smaller Enterprise, because this one is cast as a solid white piece, and I'm like, it's not accurate, and it's bugging me, like my eyes twitching about it. And so I spent $25, got a translucent resin printed navigational deflector and mounting rings for it, right? And to include a photo etch piece that kind of goes around the outer circumference of it. Ordered these Aztecing paint masks, and I'm just like, okay, this thing's just going to be a full-on dress rehearsal. I'm not going to light the nacelles just because I don't want to run lights up to them, and I don't want to cut out the inner grills, because then it means I'm going to have to order more pieces like photo etch and then clear cast pieces, and I don't want to do that. I'm not going to sit there and try to figure out how to program Enduri boards so that way I can time out the navigational lights. I'm going to light it for, with strings of LEDs and just, yeah. But the big thing for me for this particular build, it's going to be just a full dress rehearsal on using paint masks to paint the Aztecing on it. Because they're individual like pie wedges to do the panels on the saucer, both top and bottom. And then you've got the nacelles, the pylons, and then you got the secondary hull. But I mean, like just the paint mask set alone for the 350 model is going to be $80. And that comes with like a 32-page PDF document and all of the paint masks. And like there are like 40 pages or 40 sheets of masks just for that model alone. Yeah. And then, and I kind of sit there and go, why do I do this to myself? But then I look at, I look at the Gundams on the wall behind me, and I'm just like, they just look so cool when they're done right. I'm like, man. So
I got a passion for something. So,
well, I mean, it's either that or, like I have a drinking problem or,
either that or crack.
Crack,
Can be cooking meth in his bathtub.
I mean, it's pretty much the same.
or I have one really ripped arm, one underdeveloped arm. I'm pale as hell, and my name's David because I spend too much time inside jerking off. It's
like that one Family Guy when
Quagmire discovered internet porn. Yeah, like,
have you been outside? He's like, yeah. I gotta go do something.
I gotta go back inside. He turns around to walk back in the house, and that arm is like ripped, and it's like all huge. It's all hanging down to the, it's hanging on the ground.
It's like half his body is DJ Qualls, the other half is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes. Yes.
On that note, let's wrap this up.
Really?
Are we done already?
Yeah,
I figured we'd just do like an hour and a half.
I figured maybe you were just bitching out because we call him Quagmire, basically. Like that's the line. That's where you get butt hurt. Come on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Okay.
I've literally been called worse. Every time you're like, oh, it's a good day, I'm like,
by us, we have called you worse.
Much on the air, no less.
Yeah.
We're good friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's at some point though, like we do throw in like the randomly dispersed apology because we don't want you to be all like Steve Buscemi and Billy Madison. We want you to lay back on the couch after getting off the phone with us, putting on your lipstick, and you scratch our name off the list.
Right. We give you just enough positivity. We give you just enough positivity to keep our names off that list.
Yeah. No, I tell everybody that actually listens to the show is like, man, they're really horrible to you. I was like, you don't see like the before and after. The before and after, we're all talking and having a good conversation and everything. But I'm perfectly happy to have it be part of the show. I don't care. But
now I don't want to do it. Take all the fun out of it. You're not supposed to go along with it.
Yeah, so yeah. So we just got done with Hurricane Beryl or Burl, depending on potato.
Which news station you watch.
Right. And so we just today had the debris from all the trees that landed in my yard and crap. Just now today got picked up, right?
Yeah.
The city is still flushing out the water lines.
City of Houston is just a benchmark of efficiency and
yeah, absolutely. It's like, hello, is this your first hurricane? I see that meme with James Franco going first time.
Yeah.
But But now they're projecting like, okay, so they've got Hurricane Deborah hitting Florida and working its way up the eastern seaboard right now. So roughly about August 13th, which is my both sisters' birthday. There's several different models that are projecting that we here in Lake Jackson, Clute area, just south of Houston, Richwood, Brazoria County, basically as a whole, is being targeted for another direct hit by a potential Cat 4, Cat 5 hurricane. And I'm just kind of sitting there going, they barely dug out from the last Cat 1. You know, I'm like,
Right.
dude.
That was just all that was.
I mean, it wasn't the fact that it was just a Cat 1. It was the fact that we took a direct hit from the eye wall, and there was 300 tornadoes mixed in with that storm.
Right.
You know,
I said the hurricane itself was like not all that bad.
No, it wasn't. I mean, it had like 90-mile-an-hour sustained winds, and they had gusts up to 114 miles an hour.
Which sucks. Don't get me wrong. But
yeah, I mean, it sucks. But you know, I'm sitting there. You see all these people posting their generators for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and it's like, you might want to fucking hang on to those.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
you'll need those again.
Yeah, and so I'm blown away because my roof sustained no damage this time around, and I'm happy as hell about that, because it's the first time like actual homeowner. You
want your home to have at least a roof.
Yeah, we didn't have any trees fall into our fence. We didn't have trees fall through our roof. We didn't have walls collapse or anything like that.
You didn't have.
I know that some homes,
Dr. Pepper.
I know that some homes, even in my neighborhood, which is still relatively new, didn't get so lucky. There was one house just around the corner. A tree actually went through the second-story roof, and their house filled with water.
Ugh, yeah.
Now, granted, they weren't home. Thank God. But because they also had a gas line get punctured, and so they had police come and check on it, and then somebody smelled gas, and then they had emergency workers come out and shut the gas off. It really kind of, you saw who the Karens and the Chads were in the neighborhood, but you also saw, for the most part, really kind of like that human spirit, kind of, people just kind of banding together. The first real weekend after the recovery efforts had, started, we had a block party down at the boathouse that we've got here in our neighborhood. And, we had people cooking, we had people bringing food. And it was cool because, everybody was kind of coming together. We're putting faces with names that we're seeing on the Facebook page, and, people are making friends, and it's just kind of a really cool experience. But with the, and if it does stay Cat 4, Cat 5, I know that I'm going to catch a lot of heat for this, but like, just let it hit New Orleans, please. Let it turn east.
We've already gotten our one for the year.
Yeah, and
we don't need more. We're good.
And at the very least, I want to be on the clean side of it. Give
us the rain. That's all we need.
Yeah, and they're saying that it's a big if at this point, but I'm like, okay, if we do get hit with one, let it be another Cat 1, or just at the very least, let it be a tropical depression, a tropical storm. I'm good with that. And it's one of those situations where it's like, that weekend is I gotta go pick up Colin and Reagan, because that's my weekend to have them. I don't want to have to try to figure out, I don't want to have to try to figure out, hotel expenses, because we have a large blended family, and so it's, it's nobody's fault but our own. It's like, whatever. So
still,
fuck you, Fox. I'm going to Disneyland. But That was another great line right there.
Yeah.
Like, hold on a minute. And he grabs the camera. He's like, I'm going to Disneyland. And he heads up the camera.
Literally shattered the fourth wall.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Literally.
But, you know, if you know people that are going to be down in this area or people who are even in Florida right now, just kind of bearing the brunt of that storm, you know, just reach out to them, offer some assistance if you can. You know, it doesn't have to be in person. You just Venmo them some money or something, or just, you know, DoorDash supplies to their door or something. But I mean, I love living down here, but dude, I am over hurricane season right now. I just am. I am so over it right now. And, you know, it just, because, you know, my second to last semester of school is fixing to start up. So I'm, you know, I'm about to go back to school. Colin's about to go back to school. You know, and like two of our kids today here had orientation with their online stuff. And well, I'm just telling you, it's as somebody who hasn't lived down here, you know, for most of their life. I mean, literally, I've been down here 2 years, but going, well, 2 years, a little over 2 years. And it's really kind of discouraging to see how they handle hurricane preparation.
Well, that's just emergencies in general. I mean, look at the snowpocalypse.
Here's the thing.
That's just
ERCOT. Yeah, ERCOT, dude. I really hope that Governor Abbott comes through on his promise of filing a lawsuit against ERCOT and CenterPoint Energy down here, because you know you've got ERCOT who basically owns the grid, and then you've got your delivery companies like Encore, CenterPoint, and they're the ones that deliver the energy, right? And then you've got like TXU and play, you know, things like that they handle the equipment that takes care of, you know, like your house. You know, when you see people from like CenterPoint Energy throwing a female senior vice president under the bus because the way that your company flat fell on their face with preparation of infrastructure and recovery after said storm. And then you got the actual CEO of the company giving an interview where there's the thermostat on the wall behind him set to 70.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
I'm like, did the word optics not like register when you were going through your, you know, CEO training? No, like, come on, man. You know, and then you hear stories from the linemen, you know, that came in from other states like Louisiana to help restore power quicker. They were told to stay in place because CenterPoint did not settle on a pay rate for these guys with their home companies.
Oh, wow.
And then you got people pulling guns and shit on them and threatening bodily harm on them because they're not working fast enough. Like,
yeah, and we've had, you know, one lineman that I know of, he got put in the hospital because somebody gave him a water bottle laced with fentanyl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like humans as a whole suck.
Yes. Yeah, there were a bunch of companies that flat out said, they're like, if it happens, you guys get hit again, you're on your own. We're not coming.
Yeah. You know, and I mean, we had people that made food from stuff that they had.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, hey, I need to fix this or it's going to go to waste. I'm going to fix it and I'm going to give it away to these linemen and I'm going to give it away to people that need food. And that's what it's supposed to be about.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and it just, you didn't really see that on a governmental level. Now, we're all comfortable enough with each other to where, you know, we can say things like, you know, we believe in the smaller government, you know,
yes,
government, keep your hands out of my pocket, but the government is supposed to be there for things like this. Right. And, you know, it's, you know, you get the media jumping in, you know, because they were trying to throw Abbott under the bus about the whole emergency declaration signing thing, and it's like he signed that prior to the storm even making landfall.
Yeah.
And even if he hadn't done that, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, he had all the authority to do that on his own. The reason he didn't was because Governor Abbott did that prior to leaving the state.
Exactly.
Because he had to go to a foreign a conference internationally.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it's like, come on. It's just stupid the way that it was handled. And, you know, FEMA didn't get here until well after the fact.
They should have.
I swear on all that is holy, I will find me a crew of roof Koreans to be on the lookout for Jim Cantori. If he shows up back down here prior to in the next week and a half, he's going to meet an end.
He's just put up signs all around. Just do not allow this man. This man has been banned from city limits.
Because he a week before the storm, he was seen down at Surfside City, Surfside Beach, right? I mean, and like the Surfside Facebook pages were going absolutely ballistic. Like, Jim Cantori's here, and everybody's like, "Great,
shit,
yeah, we're so fucked right now." You know? So everybody's like, "No, he's not really here." We're like, "Yeah, his bald ass head was eating over here, eating at Surfside Grill."
Poor guy. He's just the harbinger of doom.
Like he even plays. I mean, he's a good sport about it, because like there's a commercial out there on the Weather Channel where it's like he shows up in a town, like a beachside, you know, town for vacation, personal vacation, and everybody's flipping out. Like they're running for the hills. The lifeguards are blowing whistles, driving across the beach on ATVs, and he's like, every single time. Oh well. And it just goes and sits on the chair, and the beach is just empty, and it's him and his family. You know, like, wow,
that's so funny.
Gotta find that silver lining.
You know, like he walked into the grocery store, and this dude recognized him, and he immediately stuck his arm out and knocked every loaf of bread on the shelf into his basket.
Quick, get the toilet paper. How much? Just get it all.
Get it all of it. Yeah. Now, on the bright side, we do have a generator out in the garage. I'm supposed to, like, in 2 days. I think it's actually Wednesday. I've got a Generac representative coming to the house to do a bid on putting a whole home backup.
There you go.
You know, in here. Now, whether or not we get it done in time for the storm that's inevitably going to possibly may or may not hit us. That's yet to be, to remain to be seen. But I've got the generators there to at least run the refrigerator and freezers, so where that way the food doesn't spoil. I am perfectly okay with no AC, because I can run a box fan off of the generator, and we can open up some windows and things like that, and everybody sleeps down in the living room kind of a situation. But I just, man, I'm one of those hard-headed people. I don't want to evacuate, and it's not because I think that I can save my house or anything like that. I know, David, we're wrapping it up. It's just like we said before, like a couple of weeks before Burl hit, it's like I'm more worried about looters.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's my castle.
It's like, dude, like I busted my ass, and like, I'm 46 years old. I'm just, for the first time in my life, I own a very nice house.
It's a beautiful house.
But in my yard, oh my God, my yard's just now finally getting back to where I like it. The soil is dried out enough, and I was mowing my grass today. I started mowing my backyard. And out of nowhere, just a frog choker rainstorm pops up. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me right now? It sucks, dude. So I parked the mower because, you can't cut wet grass, because especially if you're trying to bag it, because it clogs up everything.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I just parked the mower on the back porch. I was like, now I got to wait like 2 days before I can mow. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, it's stupid. So I passed the time. I went inside and I was playing Tiger Woods 2007 on the PS3 today. So
Old school.
old school, dude. Yeah, I mean, because I've got a working PS3 and I'm like, all right, I want to play some Tiger Woods. So I went online and found a copy of it, ordered it, came in, dude. I'm just jamming out, bro. Just finally getting my golfer built back up. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. David's got he's got better places to be. Colin's got to get ready for bed. I'm probably gonna do the same thing because I've got to go watch The Princess Bride now. But yeah, so I'm Johnny Skelton.
I'm David Dickerman.
I am Chris Jacko.
I'm Colin Skelton.
I'm Mad Max the Russian.
Oh, there we go. There we go. And this has been Nerd Sports, episode 172. You've become collateral damage, just like the great Master Chief said. You've been privy, you've been indentured, and in the words of the great late pirate Bearded Clam, scissor me timbers. Arr.